Africa, the cradle of life, the birthplace of civilization, and home to more than 2 million animal species, 10 of which are magnificent wildcats. Uncover the unique environments they have conquered, the ways they have expertly adapted to their surroundings, and the challenges they face in their epic fight for survival. Join us on a journey of discovery through the vast plains of this great continent as we face some of the deadliest apex predators on the planet. This is Wildcats, Africa. Beautiful and beguiling, the continent of Africa is vastly diverse in both landscape and wildlife. Spanning over 8 million kilometers squared, the savannas of Africa are home to some of the world's most wondrous and fearsome creatures. A cheetah lies in wait in the grasslands, able to run up to 130 kilometers per hour. A majestic spotted African leopard lounges leisurely in the trees high above. And on the expansive plains sits a pride of lions, yawning and basking in the sun. All are perfectly adapted to their environment in size, strength, speed, and force of bite. Yet they remain threatened by the effects of climate change and human intervention. Habitat loss remains the greatest threat to wildlife throughout the world, particularly in Africa, where the challenges are more significant than ever. The International Union for Conservation of Nature is the global authority on the status of the natural world and the measures needed to safeguard it. They have a red list of threatened species, which over the years has become the world's central source of information on the global extinction risk status of animals, fungi, and plant species. Ranking species across the globe from unknown to extinct. In this episode of Wildcats, our majestic felines are labeled as either of least concern or vulnerable in the wild. Over 70,000 species in the wild are considered of least concern, having a widespread and abundant population. Meanwhile, over 16,000 different species across the globe are considered vulnerable, with 30 to 50% of their populations having declined in the last 10 years. Using this list and its categories, we will find out what pressures these wildcats face, while also revealing all there is to know about these fascinating and fierce felines of the African savanna. As the sun rises on the plains of Sub-Saharan Africa, another day on the vibrant and tumultuous savanna is beginning. On the open grasslands, herds of wildebeest graze. And in the swaying brush, the fastest land mammal on Earth lies in wait. The cheetah. Invisible to the naked eye, a 72-kilogram cheetah is on the prowl. Masters in the art of camouflage, the cheetah's spotted coat allows it to merge effortlessly into its surroundings. It's been a while since her cub's last meal. This cheetah is on the lookout for prey. She has her eyes set on a newborn wildebeest calf. With the ability to dash from 0 to 130 kilometers in mere seconds, outrunning her prey is of little concern. The cheetah's light build, long thin legs, and lengthy tail enable it to be the fastest mammal on land. With her strong legs propelling her forwards, the cheetah makes a tactical run through the herd of wildebeest. Toppling her prey is vital if her cubs are to survive the week. Unable to fend for themselves, they are solely reliant on their mother. Failure is not an option. With a precise leap and her long teeth and sharp molars at the ready, this attack is lethal. Dinner is served for both herself and her cubs. In a year or so, she will have taught her cubs to be self-sufficient, leaving them to start their own solitary lives as adult cheetahs. But until then, they will need to learn as much as they can from their mother. Watching how she deploys her stalk and ambush tactics as she hunts down their much-needed food. On the other side of the savannah, a lone male is hungry. He needs to eat at least 3 kilograms of food every day. Today, luck has not been on his side. With his energy depleting, this is the cheetah's last chance to secure a kill. A herd of Thompson's gazelle lay ahead. One mother has just given birth to a newborn calf. Weakened by her recent labor, the cheetah has spotted the perfect prey. Meanwhile, the gazelle graze, blissfully unaware that one of their lives is soon to come to an end. With its prey in sight, the cheetah has made a decision. With a stalk and ambush approach, the cheetah needs to get as close to its prey as possible before making a well-calculated attack. The chase is on. Only capable of keeping up his maximum speed for a minute, it is crucial he makes his move, and soon. The cheetah leaps through the air, its 1.5-meter-long body landing on the hind of the gazelle. With a bite force of up to 500 pounds per square inch, its jaw creates a vice-like grip. By clamping down on its windpipe, the cheetah suffocates its prey. But sheer desperation and hunger are fueling this lone hunter, and his resilience has paid off. Finally, he can eat. Recognized across the globe for its speed, with the ability to run up to 130 kilometers per hour, this is the most advantageous asset a cheetah has. It not only allows the cheetah to blindside their prey, but makes it virtually impossible for any predator to catch them. But even its exceptional speed cannot protect it against the perils of climate change and habitat destruction. The IUCN has labeled these talented and beautiful creatures vulnerable in the wild. Not only does human-caused destruction affect these species, but their own genealogy poses a threat. They face increased infant mortality and difficulties with reproduction, with only 20% of cheetahs breeding successfully in captivity. As a result, the cheetah population has been slowly decreasing over the past years. Yet conservation efforts across Africa are helping to preserve and protect cheetahs in their natural environment. With efforts such as these, there is hope for the cheetah yet. For now, its unparalleled speed, excellent camouflage, and powerful bite force mean it remains a deadly predator in the savannas of Africa. In the African savanna, trees are far and few between. Due to little rainfall in the dry season, there are more vibrant grasslands than towering woodlands. Nonetheless, they are the favorite perch of the most elegant wildcat on the African continent. The African leopard. As the sun sets on the grasslands of Sub-Saharan Africa, a leopard has just secured its dinner. Disappearing amongst the underbrush, the leopard's coat provides the perfect cover to prevent anyone from stealing her prey. Carcass held tight in her jaws, she begins her ascent. Her sheer strength is evident here as she hoists the 23-kilogram carcass up the tree. Her strong legs and sharp claws allow her to climb effortlessly, prey still intact. Her tail provides balance as she perches her large 60-kilogram form on a branch, her claws having pierced the bark of the tree to allow for a steady and successful ascent. Lions and packs of hyenas can kill leopards, but more commonly, they like to steal their prey. But this high up, this leopard is well protected. No lion or hyena can disturb her here. She can enjoy her dinner in peace. Native to more than 35 countries in Africa, leopards are widespread and well suited to their environments. They lead solitary lives and are incredibly self-sufficient. But in order for the animal kingdom to thrive, all species must procreate. Once a year, these incredibly territorial creatures allow another leopard onto their turf. Once a partner is chosen, they remain together for only 5 days, mating every 15 minutes. They can mate up to 250 times over this period. Once their mating ritual is over, they part ways. As solitary breeders, the only long-term bond an African leopard encounters is that between a leopardess and her cubs. But the mother will only raise her cubs for 2 years before leaving them to fend for themselves. Laying low for the night. Leopards will find a comfortable spot on a branch of a tree. They will need their energy for the following morning, as another day on the African savanna awaits. In the early morning sun, a leopard is on the prowl for breakfast. With much prey to choose from, the savanna becomes its personal buffet. Where other large cat populations have diminished, the African leopard has thrived. Through the millennia, the leopard has developed an eclectic diet. preying on anything from rodents and birds to fish, warthogs, and gazelles. When food is scarce, the leopard adapts, going for less desirable but more abundant prey. In this instance, the leopard's eyes have become too big for its belly. Eventually, he opts to retreat from this prickly prey, wandering away to lick its now rather spiky wounds. On the whole, African leopards are expert hunters, excelling in brute strength, jaw power, and impressive leaps. They can take down a gazelle just as easily as they can catch a fish in their jaws. Armed with a bite force of 700 pounds per square inch, their bite force is lethal, helping them to take down the largest and the smallest of foes. It is this ability to adapt that has led to the African leopard being considered one of the world's most resilient large carnivores. As night falls on the savanna, the African leopard is in its element. Under the cover of darkness, they remain better undetected from prey. While able to see 7 times better at night than humans. Perching on tree branches, amidst rocky plains, and in the underbrush, its prey never sees it coming. African leopards remain severely threatened by habitat fragmentation, prey-based declines, and trophy hunters. This has led to the IUCN labeling African leopards as vulnerable in the wild. Leopards have been hunted for their skin for centuries. Their coats become trophies for illegal hunters or are sold on the underground markets for upwards of $100,000. But habitat fragmentation and decline in prey have been the most detrimental to the African leopard population. Prey species are increasingly under threat from the unsustainable bushmeat trade, thus affecting the fragile ecosystems of wild Africa. And in the face of habitat loss, leopards remain virtually defenseless. As a result, the African leopard population has become heavily restricted to conservation areas. With habitat loss affecting 85% of all threatened species, these conservation areas are more important than ever. Protecting prey and predator alike to maintain the fragile equilibrium of the savannas of Africa. The leopard is vital to maintaining the delicate biodiversity of the African savanna, ensuring prey species do not overpopulate and destroy the habitats they live in. For now, the African leopard continues to play its part in the circle of life, consuming prey, leading a solitary life, and finding comfort in the branches of the trees it so much favors. The big wildcats of Africa are not the only ones that roam the vast savannas. There are also some smaller, well-adapted, and equally formidable wildcats. Meet the sole member of the genus Leptellurus, the serval. In relation to its body size, the serval has the longest legs and largest ears of any wildcat. Their extra long legs and elongated necks give them the nickname giraffe cat. Like a giraffe, their coat provides effective camouflage against predators, but it also allows them to stay hidden from their prey. Their ears are expertly adapted to their incognito hunting tactics. They can pinpoint prey with unparalleled precision. They are able to track creatures that live underground. Using stalk and ambush tactics, they can pounce on prey before it even suspects them, making them methodical and efficient killers. From the tips of their ears to the paws on their feet, the serval is perfectly adapted to hunt undetected on the open battlefield of the savanna. These smaller felines tend to avoid areas populated by humans. Hunted for their coats, they have adapted to roam predominantly in the grasslands, where they can stay hidden and have access to an abundance of prey. From rodents and birds, to reptiles, frogs, and insects, they are content to live a solitary and simple life in the African savanna. On the open grasslands of the African savanna, a pride of lions basks in the sunlight. Resting on the elevated rocks of vast plains of the savanna, they are trying to cool down in the oppressive heat of Sub-Saharan Africa. The alpha of the pride's mane shifting in the breeze. The lion. The kings and queens of the savanna. Traveling in prides of up to 40 members, these are the mighty lions of Africa. Recognizable across the globe, these majestic creatures boast a distinctive mane and a vicious roar that can be heard for miles around. Weighing up to an immense 190 kilos and measuring close to 2.1 meters in length, the lion instills both fear and wonder. Female lions do most of the hunting, while the males protect the pride. The lionesses must provide for their pride members in order to keep everyone strong and healthy. Their athletic bodies supply them with the stealth and speed needed for a successful hunt. Able to run up to speeds of 80 kilometers per hour, and with teeth designed to tear and rip flesh, they can topple their prey in seconds. However, with a preference for larger mammals, the hunt can take much longer. Using stalk and ambush tactics, they weave imperceptibly through the grasslands of Sub-Saharan Africa. Some lions will wait for up to an hour for the right moment to attack to present itself. But once it does, they strike with immense force and precision. Engaging in short, violent attacks. At close range, these altercations are almost always fatal. With a jaw power of 650 pounds per square inch, the prey's only hope of survival is if the lion does not sink its teeth in. For once they do, it is virtually impossible for the prey to get out of their hold. The lion's strong jaw muscles, coupled with its extra-large canines, mean that the prey is unlikely to escape without losing a chunk of flesh or two. A lion's teeth are long and thick, set back slightly to avoid breaking, and can grow up to 2.4 inches in length. They are one of the greatest assets the lion has, especially on the battlefield, which is the African savanna. Not all battles are faced alone. Lions live and often hunt as a pride, especially when taking down larger mammals that graze on the savanna. Today, this pride has its sights set on an adult giraffe. In collaborative hunts, the lioness always initiates the kill. She sinks her sharp claws into the giraffe's hind. But it will take more than one lioness to topple this 6-meter-tall giraffe. A giraffe's long legs can generate a kick with an impact of 2,000 pounds per square inch. Their kick has the ability to not only kill a lion, but decapitate one. In a one-on-one fight, the giraffe would likely win. But against a pride of lions this size, it stands little chance. Eventually, the giraffe succumbs to its injuries. The pride has won out. Tonight they will eat well, feasting together on one of the heartiest meals in the savanna. Lions are the only wild cats on the planet that travel and hunt in prides. They are incredibly protective of their territory, as they specifically choose areas that contain all the natural resources they need. The male lions defend and mark their territory by urinating, roaring menacingly to ward off intruders, and chasing off any animal that encroaches on their turf. Lions are skilled in the art of combat. When protecting its pride against rival coalitions, the alpha is likely to engage with an opposing pride male. Large muscular bulk of a male's body ensures these altercations end in slaughter. The intent is to topple the alpha and kill his cubs, taking over its pride and its territory. Lions can reign over many prides and territories, often with other males, such as cousins or brothers. Fighting off rival males that threaten a lion's pride and territory is the main danger lions face in the wild. As these battles almost always end in a fatality. Lions often hunt under the cover of darkness. The night sky allows them to engage their prey at much closer distances. From wildebeest, gazelles, and Cape buffalo, they can remain undetected by larger prey. Their stealth is already unparalleled, But with darkness on their side, they become an even deadlier foe. Able to become practically invisible to unsuspecting prey, as they lay low in the grasslands, assessing their prey before engaging in a flawless attack. In the wet summer season, the African savanna can see up to 30 inches of rainfall a year. This reprieve from the scorching heat allows the grasslands and its inhabitants to thrive and grow. More sustenance is provided for the herbivores of the plains, enabling their populations to flourish and the circle of life to continue. Mere months later, the arid winter season will return, bringing with dry grasslands, oppressive heat, and perilous bushfires. But habitat loss, declining prey, climate change, and wildlife trade remain the leading cause behind the lion's depleting population. With only 23,000 African lions left in the wild, the IUCN has labeled them vulnerable. Over 50% of wild lions remaining today share their landscape with humans. In some areas, there is conflict, but in others, they live in harmony. Some rural communities see themselves as they see lions, noble, superior, and formidable. A symbol of strength across the globe, lions will always be seen as the kings and queens of the animal kingdom. As the sun sets on the plains of this great continent, some wildcats will lay down their heads for the night, while others will continue on their pursuit for sustenance. The animal kingdom is one that never sleeps. And as darkness creeps across the grasslands, some will find success in the shadows. Others will fall prey to the sharp teeth and powerful jaws of these menacing wildcats. The circle of life is eternal. For another day, the fragile ecosystems of these expansive habitats will remain intact. Meanwhile, across the globe, the sun is rising on the Rocky Mountains, while it sets on the dense jungles of the continent of Asia. Birds are chirping in South America, while a sleuth of bears is hunkering down for the night on the icy peaks of the Himalayas. Large and small wildcats alike slumber, while others hunt as the circle of life continues on the many continents of planet Earth. Where will your next journey take you in this series of Wildcats? Find out in Wildcats Asia and Wildcats the Americas.